Hey everybody, it's Ashlyn. I hope you guys are doing well. I just realized that I look a little flight attendant-ish today with my bandana and my black on, but you know what? I'm just gonna roll with it. Good to see you. It's been a while, right? So this video I have been putting off for a while, partly because I just didn't really feel like it was that exciting or interesting, but you guys keep asking for an update on this, and so here we go. We're going to be talking about sending your first child off to kindergarten and what our experience was this last year sending our son Beckham to kindergarten. He went full day for the first time. He's our oldest, went to public school. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today, and more importantly, we're really just talking about what it is, like what it feels like to really just send your kids out into the world, really. And I know so many of you have kids and can just relate to that feeling, and just how do we process that as parents, you know, like raising these babies and these little chicks that are under your arms for so long, it feels like, and then all of a sudden they're gone, they're out. And so I want to do a follow-up video. I will link below the video I did when I kind of shared all the feelings I was having and getting ready to send him last summer. And so this is kind of a part two, just our experience. So let's jump into this. Also, I just wanted to say, out of respect for my son, out of respect for his teacher and the school, I just wanted to make a couple points very clear. First and foremost, we absolutely loved his school. We absolutely loved the teacher that he had. Some of the experiences that Beckham went through, I feel like are kind of his story to share when he's ready. And so I don't want him someday to go and be on the internet and hearing his mom talk about his personal business. So I'm gonna allude to certain things, and I just ask that you respect our privacy. So I'll refer to several situations. Again, none of them are extremely a huge deal or would maybe necessarily be embarrassing or not, but out of respect for him and his privacy, I'm just gonna keep a lot of things very general today. Sending your firstborn off to college, to kindergarten, it felt like college, was a lot, I think, bigger of a deal for me than I anticipated. It's like nobody really prepares you to send your kids to school. Like, it is summer right now, and I am loving having him home. And the last several summers, like, I couldn't wait for him to like get back into preschool, get back into our routine. But having a kid who has to be somewhere every single day, and you know, we would leave the house at like 8:20 and we wouldn't get home till like 4 p.m. So he was gone during that huge hour span, and then add extracurricular activities on top of it. Just added like a lot of commitment from us as parents. He also was the kid that napped up until school started. So it was just a big transition from him. I feel like we were all really tired that first month, tired from just getting back into a routine, tired from just having him gone all day. And so now, on the flip side, having him home this summer, I'm just loving it. Like, I just posted the other day on Instagram that I'm just not ready to send my kids back yet. Like, we have one more month and I'm just soaking it all in. Some of the challenges that we faced this year that I didn't expect were just, to again, keep it broad, were here you have these babies, and you think you know how your kids are because you're with them day in, day out for years. And he did like 2 mornings a week of preschool from 9 to noon, Tuesday, Thursday, for 3 years. And that was it. He didn't go full-time preschool or anything. So for the most part, he was under the care of myself in our house. And so I really feel like I knew his character, and I had raised him with these qualities that we value in our family, like trying to teach him how to be kind to people. And you know, we practiced that with his siblings, just working through the toddlerhood emotions. And then here you get to kindergarten and you send them off, and you do not know what A, is happening to them like the entire day that they're gone, or B, how they're behaving. And it's a rude awakening. So a few weeks into school, we had an incident, and the principal approached me at school. Again, minor. By the time we get to my daughter, I'm sure I'll be like, okay, yeah. But I took it so personal as a mother because something happened with Beckham and a friend, and they had to have a chat in the principal's office. And I'm like, dude, you're in kindergarten. Like, what do you mean you're going to the principal's office the 3rd week of school? And there were just little moments and things like that that happened where there was a shift in my parenting. It was like, I don't know what's going on or what you're doing all day long, how people are treating you. I don't know how people are treating others. I don't know if you're listening to your teacher or not listening. But buddy, like, this is the way we raised you. And when mom's not there, this is the way we need to behave, and this is the way we need to act. And so we had so many moments and opportunities where things came up, things that happened to him, things that he did to others, and wasn't the best of friend, and had friends that weren't necessarily the kindest to him. I know that this is just the beginning, but as a mom, I've had to be really stretched this year in trusting that the Lord has him, like praying for my son when he is not in my range all day long, Monday through Friday, it's really stepped up my prayer game, because I'm not there and I'm not able to protect him. I'm not able to see what really happened. It's just taken, it's also helped us to really up our communication. I'm really trying now to develop this trust with him where he feels comfortable telling me when he feels sad. There was a time he got in the car, and I don't know if your kids do this, but you know how you just know your kids, and he was really angry, like he was snapping at his sisters, and he kind of yelled at one of them, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? We don't talk to your sisters like that. And then it just like clicked. I'm like, something must have happened at school. So I kind of gave him a moment. We got home, we had a snack, and then I pulled him aside and said, hey buddy, what's like going on? And his voice was getting all quivery, and you know, he had some problems with some friends at school, leaving him out, maybe calling him names, so on and so forth. And it breaks your heart as a mom to see your kids go through this stuff. And Travis has been so good for me, because he reminds me, like, hey, we didn't both have it perfectly. We didn't grow up like just having all the friends all the time, always feeling included, always feeling just like the cool kid. No, like you go through those seasons, even as a 5 and 6-year-old, where you feel left out, you feel discluded, you feel made fun of, you feel alone. And those are the moments that shape you as a person. And something happened even this summer at a VBS camp, and it was like, the mama bear in you just wants to snap, and she just wants to rage and just defend her little tribe of people. But at the end of the day, I'm reminded, like, God's our defender, and this is just the beginning, and these are the moments that we continue to just do the hard work of parenting and talk through every single day. This is why we're kind to people, Beckham. Like, how did that make you feel? That made you feel sad. It made you feel lonely. It made you feel upset. Well, this is why we always talk about being an includer. This is why we always talk about loving other people, looking for the people that are alone, being respectful. When you are disciplined at home because you're disrespectful to me, it's because I'm trying to teach you that when you're at school and you're disrespectful to your teacher, that doesn't fly in this world. We need to learn respect. And so it's all those lessons that have slowly shifted this year from like this intense emotional, physical exhausted parenting, because I'm like picking toddlers up off the ground and hauling them places, which I am still with my girls. But with him, the shift has been just this more mental, just really focused, communicative parenting. And I didn't expect that. I really went into kindergarten thinking, he's such a good kid. I know he has his problems, but I totally was that mom that like, you believe the best in your kid, which I think he is a really good kid, but there's things that he needs to work on. And in return, there's things that I need to work on. And it's very refining as a parent, to sometimes not get the best news about your kid, to sometimes be like, well, they're actually having a hard time listening class. And I've had to, kind of get down on them a little bit for that and be like, what? My kid? No. I'm the best kid, and it's like, it's been a very humbling experience. And it's also given me compassion for other kids who sometimes make mistakes. We all make mistakes, right? And I need to just be gracious in my parenting with my own kids, gracious in the way I love others' kids, because we just never know the full picture. Another thing that's been humbling is just seeing the struggles that your kids go through, whether that's academically or physically with like a sports team, and just working with them through that, just really coming alongside of your kids and working through the areas that they need help with. you know, this is our first go at school. And so to see times where Beckham needed a little bit more help with reading and writing, like he's always thrived, he's always been a well-liked kid, but to then see him academically needing some extra support, it's a little humbling as a parent to be like, oh, my kid's not the best. And it's good because work together through something has been just phenomenal. But all in all, the school year was wonderful. And at the end of the day, he loved school. And Travis is like, you know, the day he comes home and is like, I don't want to go back to school, that's the day we have the problem. But he always loved it. It was just these little things in the big scheme of life that we had to work through that were probably harder on me as a mom, to be honest, than it were on him, but than it was on him. It was probably harder on me because you feel so out of control for the first time in your life, I think, in your parenting. And I didn't expect that. So while it was hard and it was just growing for the both of us to be away from each other and to just see him struggle and to come home and hear his voice like on the verge of cracking and crying while he's trying to hold it together, while that is so hard and excruciating painful, it's good. It's good for us. We're growing, we're learning. I'm walking alongside of him. He's still talking to me. I'm trying to develop in this house. Travis and I both are trying to develop just a home of communication that as we grow through these years, he constantly feels connected to us, that he feels safe with us, that he can tell us things that he's struggling with, things that make him feel uncomfortable, times when he's sad and lonely and happy, like all the things. We want to just really make our household a home of communication and openness and safety. And so while we do the hard work now, I know it's going to pay off in the end, and it's just a good growing season for us. And it's also taught me to just cherish and love on my girls right now while they're in home, and to not take those years for granted, to not just wish them away, to really enjoy and soak up these moments, because we have so much influence in our kids' lives, especially when they are, I don't want to be like, kindergarten was awful. It's not. It's just this very interesting growing season that I hadn't anticipated. And if you are there, like, you get me and you understand. And if you are getting there, if you're sending like your oldest to kindergarten, like, hang on. Like, it's gonna be a little, you're gonna have really great days, and to see when you do see them thrive, there is nothing that makes you prouder as a mom. And then there's gonna be those low days where you gotta get in the trenches with them, and you gotta just sit down and just say, let's walk through this together. And it's gonna be probably harder on you, but you got this, and this is what you're made for. And you were made specifically for your child, whether they are 2 or they are 17 or they are 39. You were made for your child, and so God has given you all the ability to love them and meet them where they were at. Sorry, so long-winded, so rambling. I have a lot more I could say on this, but this is just what I've walked through in my journey as a mom so far, and I thought I'd share that with you, and I hope that this is an encouragement to you wherever you find yourself at. Anyways, I'm gonna end there. Blessings to you guys. I love you guys. I'll be back with some more creative videos. I promise next week. Some good stuff in store. Okay, bye guys.